too hard.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to PPW PowerSlamTV. I'm your old pal Bulldog, and tonight, what a lineup. THC and Killer B are going to go one-on-one. The Bad Seeds take on the Bus Stop Boys. That's Jumpin Josh and Big Sexy Beast Bradley Graham. I can't wait for that one. And Sydney Steele versus Dewey Robson. That's going to be a barn burner. Folks, we're going to head up here and get things started right away. I can't wait to see this match. THC in action at PPWX. Here he is. We're doing good, THC. How you doing, brother? If you wonder, folks, why the wrestlers are talking to me when they come to the ring and when they're in the ring, it's because I'm the only other person in the building they have to talk to. So they would be talking to fans if we were allowed to have fans. Unfortunately, well, you get it with COVID. There's the bell to start this one off. Oh, Killer B with a nice duck under kind of go behind, and wraps THC up for, wait a minute now, off the ropes. Oh, Killer B with a bit of an offense here. I'm surprised Killer B is alive after putting his life on the line last week going against the Big Sexy Beast. Wow, look at that drop kick. My goodness. Picture perfect. THC planting both of those boots right in the jaw of Killer B, and now Travis Copeland firmly in control of this one. A scoop and a heavy body slam. Boom, drops the elbow. Boom, and another elbow. Oh, and a third elbow. THC tearing it up. Ref Rachel with a 2 count. Killer B barely able to kick out of that one as THC mounted an offensive flurry that was pretty impressive. Here we go. Haven't seen an atomic drop for a while. That was pretty impressive. Oh! A double leg drop. Oh! That was a nasty drop kick. And a splash from the ring apron. 1, 2. Ooh. THC coming close. But Killer B showing a little bit of resilience. This is all THC. I mean, the Killer B had a little bit of offense at the opening, after the opening bell, but it didn't last long. Now THC setting him up for a nice modified suplex. Ref Rachel with another 2 count. THC wondering where the Killer B is getting it from. He keeps on kicking out. Both men back to a vertical base. THC Irish whip off the corner. Oh, and a big boot. That was a big boot. I think the Killer B is checking to see if his jaw is straight. THC firing a forearm right to his jaw. Boom, forearm to the chest.
Watching this?
Oh, those hurt. Oh, those hurt. THC now pulling Killer B out of the corner. Another one of those modified type suplexes. Look at this cover. 1, 2. THC having a bit of fun in there. That was the most creative cover I think I've ever seen. Killer B now trying to get back to a vertical base. And then THC's going to let him, and only so he can punch him right in the jaw again. Here we go now, one side to the other, coast to coast. THC whipping to Killer B. Killer B hitting the buckle awful hard, and THC flying into him. Holy cow, did he hit him hard. Driving the air out of Killer B, who's really showing a lot of resilience. Oh, wow. 1, 2, he got him. THC got into Cowboy Bryn Watts. I think maybe he's got the Cowboy under control. I hope he's got the Cowboy under control. Whoa.
I can't do this without you. Okay?
You know, I didn't think Cowboy Bryn Watts could get any more aggressive or spiteful, but wow. what is going on in the mind of Bryn Watts right now that would lead him to this?
I'm screwed, okay? This never happened, all right? Use your head. Do the right thing for business.
Here's Cowboy Bryn Watts without, I was just about to say without the Stormbringer, but Stormbringer is actually here. Here's the bad seeds. Now all we need are the bus stop, boys, and this is going to be a hell of a fight. I wonder if Cowboy Bryn Watts is going to demonstrate any of the same aggressive offense we saw last week, because let me tell you, folks, in case you missed that show, Cowboy Bryn Watts was off the charts with rage. Now he's yelling at Stormbringer. Wow. Oh, bad seats having a little miscommunication. Well, maybe not miscommunication. And here's the bus stop, boys. Here's the bus stop, boys. Jumpin Josh, rather, and big, sexy beast Bradley Graham. Cowboy Bryn Watts carrying over the same aggressive, angry energy he had last week. I'm not sure what's gotten into him, but he's demanding to start. Jumpin Josh, he's got revenge on his mind after Cowboy Bryn Watts attacked him from behind last week, and you can see the taped up shoulder Jumpin Josh is wearing as a result of that attack. Cowboy Bryn Watts laid into Jumpin Josh something fierce. I haven't seen anything like it. Screaming at the top of his lungs. It was unbelievable.
You're broken, boy! You're broken!
Bryn Watts still yelling.
Are you ready?
Telling Jumpin Josh he's broken, but Jumpin Josh just will not ever give up. Here we go. Jumpin Josh, oh my goodness, Jumpin Josh duck a clothesline attack and two knees up high, put Cowboy Bryn Watts on his back, and Jumpin Josh is delivering right after right. And now Bryn Watts throws him off, brings him over to the corner of the bad seeds and goes to work into the corner, into the turnbuckle rather. And now Bryn Watts tags in the big man, the super heavyweight, the Stormbringer, and he just continues where Cowboy Bryn Watts left off. Ref Rachel making a 4 count. I'm going to be surprised if she maintains control over this one, because it's got the ingredients to be explosive, to say the least. Now Ref Rachel trying to get the big sexy beast out of the ring, and look across on the other side, the Stormbringer dropping a knee in a very vulnerable spot on Jumpin Josh. Heavy left hand, Jumpin Josh. Jumpin Josh, I don't know how long he's going to be able to take the assault that's going to happen when he's stuck in the bad seeds corner. These two work together so well. They're both extremely mean. They're both extremely violent. I think Cowboy Bryn Watts is a little bit more gifted in the rage department. Look at this now, Cowboy Bryn Watts still screaming at Jumpin Josh here, setting him up for a, look at that suplex. Man, nobody does suplexes the way Cowboy Bryn Watts does suplexes. Bryn Watts now pulling Jumpin Josh into his corner. Stormbringer tagging himself in, driving the left hand into the ribcage of Jumpin Josh. This is where size disadvantage really hurts. Jumpin Josh getting his face grinded across the top ropes. This is where the size disadvantage is really evident, as Jumpin Josh struggles to get into the corner for a tag, or at least mount some kind of offense so he can get a break from the onslaught. But Stormbringer will not stop. He just won't. He's too much of a bully. Oh my goodness. That big forearm driving all the air out of Jumpin Josh. Now, all the way across the ring, it is the waiting boot of Cowboy Bryn Watts, who's got a twisted grin on his face. That's the kind of violence that soothes his ego, I think. Watch this, watch this. Oh, right hand square in the jaw, Jumpin Josh. Bryn Watts now pushing Jumpin Josh into the corner. Boom. Irish whip reversal. Irish whip reversal. Jumpin Josh follows it up with a running chop. I haven't seen one of those before. A knee in the, knee in the breadbasket is all it took to stop Jumpin Josh. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness, Bryn Watts. I don't know what's gotten into him these last couple of weeks, but he's starting to scare me. This guy is just mean. Now Jumpin Josh is. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa! Stormbringer inadvertently knocked Cowboy Bryn Watts down with a clothesline. Jumpin Josh got out of the way. Now they're gonna hopefully not argue again like they did at PPWX, but the bad sense. Oh! Bradley Graham running through the back. Look at the power! Look at the power! You gotta be kidding me! Oh, big splash in the corner. Bryn Watts down. Big sexy covering both men. 1-2. Ref Rachel gets a 2 count. Big sexy beast using Bryn Watts to cover the Stormbringer. The power Big Sexy has. He just scooped up Stormbringer like he was nothing. And slammed him down to the mat. Man, oh man. Big Sexy Beast. Irish whip in the corner. Big splash. He's humping and he's bumping. Calling for one more. I'll say, give him one more, Big Sexy. Oh no. Oh no. That one backfired. Stormbringer got a big boot up. That educated veteran experience. He got his boot up and Bradley Graham made it. And another one for your pleasure. Now Bradley Graham in all kinds of trouble. Oh no, Stormbringer misses the leg drop. Bradley Graham gets a tag, Jumpin Josh in the ring. Jumpin Josh on fire. He still wants to fight despite being beaten up last week. Watch this. Clothesline, staggers the big man. Drop kick, staggers him further into the neutral corner. Jumpin Josh across the ring. Sling blade puts the big man on his back. Go get him, kid. 1, 2, oh! So close. Jumpin Josh almost got a pin on one of the biggest men in the company. That would have been something. That would have been something. Another drop kick. Right in the mush. Stormbringer getting hung up in the ropes. Jumpin Josh sensing an opportunity, smiling like a schoolboy in a candy store. Stormbringer telling him, go for it. 1 and 2, 3. How many is he going to lay in? That's 4. One more. He's calling for one more. 5. Stormbringer trying to free himself from those ropes. Finally gets himself loose. Watch this now. Jumpin Josh across the ring. Wow! The vertical leap needed for that Hurricane Rana. Wow! Jumpin Josh now going for sliced bread. Watch this, watch this. Wait a minute, look across the ring. Don't do, oh no! Cowboy Bryn Watts. Cowboy Bryn Watts with that trophy. Ref Rachel calling for the bell. This one's over. That's a disqualification, I'm sure. Bryn Watts doesn't really care about a bell or a referee or anything right now. Seemingly all he cares about is beating the hell out of Jumpin Josh. Wait a minute. Cowboy mercifully letting Jumpin Josh go. Wait a minute, now he's yelling at Stormbringer. yelling at Stormbringer over what was just a simple accident. I mean, Jumpin Josh ducked. There's nothing you could do. Jumpin Josh got out of the way. The bad seeds. Here he is, Dewey Robson. Congratulations, brother. Dewey earned his chance to fight Sydney Steele for the Heavyweight Championship by lasting 10 minutes last week. And like I said, if that match had been another 10 minutes, Dewey Robson might have actually been able to pull out a victory. I said it before and I'll say it again, this guy's got all the skills and ability to be a champion. It's only a matter of time until he gets the right opportunity and capitalizes on it, but he's going to be around for a long time, trust me. All we need now is Sydney Steele, our heavyweight champion, and here he is emerging through the PPW Training Center curtain with that title belt around his waist.
Here last week, I'll admit, didn't go exactly as planned. But when it counts, I was on the plan. Sydney Steele is
He's proven that for going on 2 years now. He's had a long heavyweight title in Sydney Steele. Somehow convincing Ref Rachel to open the ropes for him as though he's royalty or something.
Don't let him get his grubby hands on.
That's what it's all about, folks, right there. Pure Power Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And this one's going to be knocked down, drag out. We're underway. I don't know what to tell you as far as predictions. It could be either one of these guys. They both got a ton of talent. Sydney Steele, duck under and go behind. Nice waist lock. Rolling Dewey Robson around now. There's a nice pin attempt.
Ain't no 10 minutes tonight, dude.
Ref Rachel getting a 2 count. Sydney Steele chirping and chirping away at Dewey Robson. He's known to talk a lot in the ring as Sydney Steele. Talks a lot to his opponent, talks a lot to the ref. Now Dewey Robson working his way up. See if he can reverse this waist lock or find a way out of it. Nicely done. Hammerlock, and he drops down for a pin attempt. Referee Rachel coming up with a 1 count. Sydney Steele coming up with a surprised look on his face. Sydney Steele wanting to slow things down a little bit. That's the advantage Dewey Robson has, is that quickness. Collar and elbow tie up. Dewey Robson wisely taking a headlock instead of trying to outpower Sydney Steele, who's clearly the more powerful of the two. Ref Rachel checking to see if that's a legal headlock or a chokehold, and Dewey Robson's got it cinched in pretty tight. Wait a minute. Sydney Steele gets a 2 count. Now Steele rolling his hips, trying to fight back up. Both men up to a vertical base. What's Sydney Steele going to do to get out of this predicament? Nicely done. Put Dewey Robson back down on 1 knee. Pops his head out the back door into a waist lock. That was a hard-fought waist lock. Drops down for a little schoolboy roll-up. 1, 2. Standing side headlock. Sydney Steele in control now. You feel his mind relaxing. He's in control of it. Very nicely done. You can tell by the tone in Sydney Steele's voice that his mind is relaxing. He's in cruise control now, and the wrestling training is going to take over, and the instincts are going to take over.
Yes.
His body knows exactly what to do and when to do it because he's been training for that long. Now Dewey Robson with a hammerlock. Sydney Steele with a clever way out. That was really clever. Using that wrist to put Dewey Robson down on the mat. And into a submission hold. Dewey Robson will not give up, though, I tell you that. Dewey Robson would rather you tear his arm off and took it home, put it on your mantelpiece, than give up. What's this now? Sydney Steele. Sydney Steele Wow, just a throw. Oh, look at that.
There we go. I got him. I got him.
A fast headlock takeover. Sydney Steele relaxing even more, feeling like he's in control of this one.
He's giving up.
We'll see if Dewey Robson can manage to get back to his feet and mount an offense of his own, but Sydney Steele got a good tight grip on Dewey Robson's head. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Dewey Robson with the head scissors to reverse this or escape that headlock. Sydney Steele's not going to give up, not to a head scissors. Wonder what Dewey's got in store next. He's got to be thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead, but he's also got to be very, very careful selecting which one to do and when, because if he gives Sydney Steele an inch, Sydney Steele will do something like that. He didn't even give him an inch, and Sydney Steele did something like that. You got to be very careful with a seasoned veteran like Steele. Here we go now. Pops his head out and jumping over into a headlock of his own. These guys exchanging headlocks like it's mail.
I got him. Here we go.
Let's see if Dewey Robson can get his way out of this one. It's not a typical. Oh.
All right.
Very nice. Dewey Robson just rolled out of it somehow and came out with a hammerlock, seated hammerlock. Puts Sydney Steele in a worse advantage. If you're standing, it's easier to reverse. If you're standing, it's much easier to reverse this. Look at that. Sydney Steele always has a way out. Always has a way out. That was pretty clever and pretty impressive. Let's see if Dewey can match wrestling wits with Sydney Steele and get out of this. Sydney Steele, though, using the hair to get Dewey on the ropes. I'm not sure that was very fair. Irish whip, Dewey Robson reverse. Nice arm drag. Nice arm drag. And another one. And another one. Dewey Robson. Got Sydney Steele in a tight-looking arm bar. That's snugged in tight. Sydney Steele's going to have to work. Oh, wait a minute. Drops a leg across the arm. Dewey Robson. Do one more. Dewey Robson has definitely picked his target. Boom. And he's laying in the assault. One. Dewey Robson now back to that headlock. You control the head and you control the body. That's one little secret I can tell you folks at home about wrestling. You control the head, you control the body. Remember that. Dewey Robson now in control of the head of Sydney Steele. Let's see if Sydney Steele can manage to escape or reverse. He elects forearms to the abdomen of Dewey Robson to start off this. Whoa! Did you see that?
There we go. There we go. You ready for this?
That I've never seen that before. Dewey Robson was heading to the ropes. Sydney Steele got a handful of Dewey Robson's tights and stopped him in his tracks. That was innovative, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Both of these guys so good at their craft. Dewey Robson just rolls in and rolls out, and now he's got a hold of Sydney Steele's wrist. Sydney Steele trying to fight his way out. Oh! That right hand will definitely get you out of that wrist lock. And wait a minute. Sydney Steele out of nowhere exploding with boots up and down Dewey Robson's torso. Dewey now firing back with rights out of the action. Oh my goodness. Sydney Steele with a handful of hair throwing Dewey Robson down onto the mat.
Come on, get up. Let's go.
Now Sydney Steele feels like he's even more in control of this one. Another right. Oh, look at the flexibility. Sydney Steele putting his foot right up in the jaw of Dewey. Use his foot to kind of cut off the air. If you get it under the chin far enough, you can choke a guy with it. Irish whip into the corner. Sydney Steele, is he going to come flying across with something? Yes, he is. Took too much time, though. Dewey Robson had that scout that got out of the way, and Sydney Steele ended up nobody's home, let's call that. There we go. Small package by Dewey Robson. 1, 2. 2 count. Dewey Robson back to his feet. Oh! 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 Dewey Robson back to his feet, but not for very long. Sydney Steele driving him down to the mat with a hard clothesline. Now Ref Rachel with another 2 count, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Sydney Steele driving his head into the chest of Dewey Robson. Just never seen a headbutt delivered in such a way. You can hear Sydney Steele talking to, oh, wait a second. He's hooking him up for this chicken wing suplex. Boom! Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Ref Rachel now with a 1-2. Dewey Robson kicking out after a 2. That chicken wing suplex is a thing of beauty when Sydney Steele throws that. Let me tell you, folks. Wait a second. Sydney Steele was going to use his title belt on Dewey Robson. Ref Rachel took it away from him, but look, Sydney Steele's using his tape. Using his wrist tape to choke Dewey Robson when the ref's back was turned. I mean, I'm not surprised. Sydney Steele's been known for those kind of tactics. Now he's pulling, whoa! That backfired. Steele pulling Robson back up to his feet, and Dewey with a chin breaker, now a clothesline. Sydney Steele down and up and down and up again. Dewey Robson laying in the clotheslines. And oh! Wily veteran Sydney Steele with a handful of tights pulling Dewey Robson into that second turnbuckle. Just sort of helping the tide shift back to his way. Now Sydney Steele back in the driver's seat. Here comes another suplex attempt. Up and, oh, a stalling oh! Dewey Robson, I think, watch again. Oh! Dewey Robson blocking those now. I think he's stuck. No, he keeps stuffing Sydney Steele and finally managed to reverse that suplex. Dewey Robson, I don't know where he got it from. I mean, most guys would have been up in the air for a good 15 seconds while Sydney Steele let all the blood drain down to their head, and then he would have dropped them on their back. But Dewey Robson stuffed that first one, he stuffed the next 2, and then he stuffed the 4th try. Running knee, Sydney Steele on his back. Dewey Robson with a back elbow, Sydney Steele on his back again. Dewey Robson with a drop kick. Sydney Steele on his back again, only this time he doesn't get up. Dewey Robson now helping him up. He's not done yet. Dewey Robson's got a little bit more offense he wants to throw out there. A beautiful high kick. Sydney Steele on Dream Street. Dewey Robson finally going for a cover now. 1, 2, and getting closer and closer, but Sydney Steele refusing to give up his title. And in case you just joined us, this match is for the Pure Power Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Sydney Steele, your reigning champion. Dewey Robson, the challenger. It's been a back and forth contest. Oh! Dewey Robson escaping out over the shoulder and drop kick from behind. Sydney Steele is draped over the ropes, and Dewey Robson's ready for the 619. He nailed it! He nailed it! Wait a minute. Do you see what I see, folks at home? Cyanide creeping around that ring. He's got something in mind, and damn it, Cyanide, what are you doing? Why are you getting involved? Referee Rachel rightly throwing this one out as a result of outside interference. Dewey Robson's going to win by disqualification.